Listen carefully. Most people drift through life half asleep, reacting, submitting, surrendering their power without even noticing. But you're here because something in you refuses to be ordinary. Something inside you wants to think like the few who rise above the herd, the ones who move with intention, the ones who shape outcomes instead of begging for them. So today, you learn the mindset, the successful guard, like a secret vault. Machiavelli's formula for untouchable thinking. Understand this. Power begins in the mind long before it shows up in the world. If your thinking is sloppy, emotional, needy, you lose. But if your mind is sharp, cold, and disciplined, you become a force. This is the beginning of that transformation. And before we continue, write this in the comments so it burns into your identity. My mind obeys me, nothing else. Part 1. The Strategist's Eye. If you want to think like the successful, you must first learn to see like them. Not with emotion, not with impulse, but with calculation. Cold, silent, unclouded. Most people walk into a room and look for comfort. A strategist walks in and looks for leverage. They study expressions, energy, patterns, weaknesses. They see through people, not at them. That is the difference between those who follow and those who dominate. Here's the truth no one dares to admit out loud. People are predictable. They repeat their desires, their fears, their insecurities with mechanical consistency. Once you understand this, manipulation becomes unnecessary, because influence becomes effortless. Your goal is not to overpower anyone. Your goal is to understand them so deeply that you can predict their next move before they even think it. That is Machiavellian vision. That is cold psychological clarity. That is how powerful minds navigate the world. Without noise, without hesitation, without apology. From today forward, practice observing without reacting. Detach from the surface. Study motives, not words. Study patterns, not promises. And write this in the comments to anchor the shift. I see everything. I react to nothing. Part 2. The Art of Control. If you want to rise above the masses, you must master what they fear the most. Control. Control of your urges, your reactions, your mind, your momentum. This is where average men collapse. This is where powerful men are born. Understand this. The world is engineered to distract you, tempt you, and pull you into emotional traps. Everything, from people's opinions to your own impulses, is designed to fracture your focus. And once your focus is shattered, so is your power. Successful minds operate differently. They do not react to life. They shape it. They don't panic when the world trembles. They don't fold under pressure. They slow down, analyze, and move with precision while everyone else drowns in chaos. That is Machiavellian discipline. The ability to stay icy when others melt, to remain strategic when others become erratic, to hold the steering wheel while the weak beg for someone to guide them. You must train yourself to control your mind the same way a warrior controls his blade. With respect, with intention, with ruthless discipline. Your emotions are not your enemy, but they are not your commander. When they speak, you listen, but you decide. When they surge, you breathe, but you remain still. When they try to blind you, you step back and reclaim your vision. This is the essence of dark psychology mastery. You do not suppress emotion, you dominate it. From this point forward, promise yourself one thing: your actions will never again be dictated by weakness. Write this in the comments to lock it into your identity. I control myself, nothing controls me. Part 3. The Power of Silence. If you want to think like the successful, you must understand one of their most underestimated weapons: silence. Not the passive silence of weakness, but the calculated silence of a mind that refuses to waste energy. Most people talk to be validated. Strong minds speak only to be effective. And the difference between those two mindsets is the difference between being controlled and being in control. Silence gives you space to think, space to observe. space to gather information while others expose themselves through their own noise. People reveal their fears, their desires, their vulnerabilities when they talk too much, but the one who listens gains advantage. This is not about manipulation, it's about mastery, the mastery of understanding people better than they understand themselves, so you can make decisions rooted in clarity, not confusion. Successful thinkers know silence forces others to fill the void, and in filling it, they show you who they are. Their impatience, their insecurity, their motives, all rise to the surface. Your silence becomes a mirror that reflects their truth back at them. But there's another layer. Silence strengthens you. It protects your energy. It disciplines your impulses. It prevents you from reacting out of anger, ego, or fear. Silence is self-control turned into a weapon. From now on, you speak with purpose. You speak with precision. You speak only when your words serve your vision. Everything else, you let it fall into the void. And to anchor this power into your identity, write this in the comments. My silence is strength. Part 4. The Architect of Environment. Powerful thinkers understand one principle the average mind never grasps. Your environment shapes your evolution more than your intentions ever will. You can dream, plan, and strategize. But if you surround yourself with weak habits, weak influences, and weak standards, your mind will rot in silence. This part of your transformation requires brutal honesty. Look around you. What you tolerate becomes what you are. What you allow into your mind becomes the architecture of your future. And if that input is polluted with negativity, distraction, and emotional chaos, no amount of ambition can save you. Your environment is not just physical. It is mental, digital, emotional. Every conversation you engage in either fortifies your discipline or fractures it. Every piece of content you consume either sharpens your thinking or dulls your edge. High-level individuals treat their environment like a fortress. They guard it, they curate it, they remove anything that weakens their inner command. This is not cruelty, it is strategy. When you protect your mental territory, you protect your potential. Successful people do not surround themselves with chaos. They surround themselves with challenge. They surround themselves with standards that demand strength, clarity, and growth. They reject noise. They reject drama. They reject anything that drags their focus into the mud. This is why their minds operate at a frequency the average person cannot comprehend. They have engineered the conditions for power to grow inside them. You must do the same. Build a personal environment that fuels ambition. Create routines that reinforce discipline. Choose relationships that elevate your thinking rather than drain it. Construct a world where your goals feel natural, not distant. Because when your surroundings align with your vision, progress becomes inevitable. This is how you train your mind to think like the successful, by stripping away anything that weakens your direction, ruthlessly, consistently, without apology. And remember this, the environment you accept becomes the future you inherit. Every object on your desk, every habit in your routine, every person in your circle sends a message to your subconscious about who you are becoming. If the message is weak, you will become weak. If the message is powerful, you will rise with it. So, refine everything. Nothing is neutral. Everything is shaping you. Choose wisely because your future is being built in every moment you overlook. Say next when you're ready. Part 4. The Architect of Identity. Power is never accidental. It is engineered, constructed, and sharpened by the few who understand the deeper laws of human psychology. In this part, you step into a higher tier of awareness, the realm of strategic self-direction. Most people drift aimlessly because they never decide who they are becoming. Powerful individuals do the opposite. They choose their identity with precision, then force their actions to obey that vision. Identity is not a feeling, it is a design. Every day, you either reinforce your identity or betray it. That is why successful minds build themselves with intention. They eliminate anything that contradicts the person they are committed to becoming. They make their identity heavier than their excuses. To think like the successful, you must become the architect of your choices. Every decision you make sends a signal to your subconscious. When the signal is weak, your mind becomes weak. When the signal is controlled, your mind becomes unstoppable. This is not about perfection. It is about alignment. Alignment between your thoughts, your standards, and your long-term direction. Once these elements fuse, your behavior becomes automatic. Productivity stops feeling like effort. Discipline stops feeling like sacrifice. Everything turns into momentum. Success is rarely about talent. It is almost always about internal congruence. When your internal world is unified, you move through life with clarity. When it is scattered, you crumble under pressure. That is why powerful thinkers guard their identity with the ferocity of a soldier protecting sacred ground. They do not let temporary emotions disrupt permanent goals. They do not let fear rewrite their values. They do not allow comfort to poison their potential. They hold the line. To elevate your thinking, you must declare your identity, then live like it is already true. Tell yourself who you are repeatedly until your habits bend to that command. This is not delusion. It is psychological conditioning. The mind obeys repetition. It transforms whatever you consistently reinforce. If you repeat weakness, you become weak. If you repeat strength, you become unshakable. That is the formula. Your identity must become your internal compass. It should guide your decisions, your discipline, and your direction, regardless of how you feel in the moment. If your identity is focused, you act with focus. If your identity is ruthlessly disciplined, you behave with discipline. If your identity is mentally untouchable, you move through adversity with cold clarity. Write this down somewhere you cannot ignore. The identity you commit to today becomes the future you walk into tomorrow. Identity precedes achievement. Identity shapes behavior. Identity determines power. Now reinforce it in the comments. I choose who I become. Every transformation begins with a single declaration, but it becomes real only through repetition, discipline, and relentless self-honesty. Choose your identity, strengthen it daily, and defend it against anything that attempts to weaken your resolve. This is how powerful thinkers rise above mediocrity and craft lives defined by purpose, clarity, and unbreakable self-command. Let this be the moment you ascend fully. Part 5. The Discipline of Power. If you want to think like the successful, you must understand a truth most people run from. Discipline is not a habit, it is a weapon. Weak minds treat discipline like an option. Powerful minds treat it like oxygen. Nothing in your life will rise until your discipline rises with it. Everything collapses without it. Dreams crumble without it. Ambition dies without it. The mind becomes a battlefield of excuses when discipline is absent. But when discipline is present, everything becomes possible. To develop a powerful mind, you must condition yourself to do what must be done, especially when you don't feel like doing it. Successful thinkers do not negotiate with laziness. They do not bargain with comfort. They do not allow emotion to overrule logic. They understand that discipline builds momentum, and momentum builds dominance. Every disciplined action strengthens your identity. Every act of weakness destroys it. Discipline is psychological armor. It protects you from the chaos of your own impulses. It shields you from distraction. It guards you from the destructive influence of inconsistency. People admire success, but underestimate the cold, daily precision required to build it. They want the crown, but refuse the weight. They want the rewards, but reject the responsibility. Powerful individuals flip that script. They willingly carry the weight because they know the weight builds strength. Discipline is also the quiet force that makes you dangerous in a world of quitters. When others slow down, you continue. When others lose focus, you sharpen yours. When others break, you hold your line. That is when separation occurs. That is when you rise. That is when you become someone others cannot compete with. Not because you are gifted, but because you are relentless. Understand this. Discipline does not take your freedom. It gives you freedom. It frees you from procrastination. It frees you from regret. It frees you from a life ruled by weakness. Discipline is the purest form of self-respect. When you follow through on your commitments, your mind learns to trust you, and when your mind trusts you, it follows you without resistance. That is the foundation of unshakable self-belief. You must decide who is in control, your fleeting moods or your long-term mission. Weak men serve their emotions. Strong men command them. Discipline is the difference between the two. Discipline is the doorway through which every version of greatness must pass. From this moment forward, remind yourself that discipline is not about perfection. It is about persistence. You will not win every day, but you must fight every day. The successful think like warriors because they live like warriors. They show up even when their excuses scream the loudest. You must do the same. Make your discipline non-negotiable. Make your habits unbreakable. Make your consistency legendary. Anchor it in the comments. Discipline is my power. Part 6. The value of independence. If you want to think like the successful, you must embrace one of the most powerful and misunderstood virtues, independence. This is not the independence of rebellion or arrogance. It's the independence of mind, of will, of spirit. It's the understanding that to rise above, you must be capable of standing alone when others shrink and never needing anyone's validation to maintain your course. Most people are slaves to their surroundings. They follow trends, opinions, and emotional whims like sheep. They wait for someone to tell them when to act, when to speak, and when to stop. They build their lives around the expectations of others. But successful people, the ones who dominate life, they operate differently. They don't need approval. They don't need to fit in. They need only their own vision, their own standards, and the will to execute relentlessly. They are not afraid of solitude. They thrive in it. Your power is in your independence. When you no longer depend on others to define your path, to shape your identity, or to measure your worth, you become untouchable. The moment you realize your own value, you stop seeking external validation. You stop allowing the opinions of others to control your decisions. This is not about rejecting support or collaboration. This is about knowing that your success is yours alone to build, and you are the only one who can shape it. Independence doesn't mean isolation. It means autonomy. It means knowing that your direction is self-determined and unwavering. The successful understand that relying on others creates weakness. They create their own opportunities. They carve their own path, and they trust their own judgment. In a world full of distractions that come from social media, from the opinions of those who have no vision, your independence is what allows you to stay true to your mission. True independence is a form of strength. It is the ability to stand strong when the tide of public opinion is against you. It is the ability to forge your own path when others follow the herd. It's the power to make decisions without fear of judgment, without hesitation. It is unshakable confidence in your own ability to navigate life's challenges. And let's be clear, this level of independence is not given. It is earned through relentless self-reliance. You must learn to trust yourself first. Build a foundation of strength that no one can take from you. Independence is the force that will carry you through times of doubt, times when everyone else wants to abandon their dreams and follow the easiest route. You must remain steadfast, unyielding, independent, always committed to the path you've chosen. The successful are the ones who operate from a place of internal clarity, not external approval. They have no need for the world to validate their existence. Make this your mantra. Write this in the comments. I do not need validation. My power is within. Part 7. The value of strategic patience. The world is obsessed with instant gratification. People want success yesterday, recognition today, and rewards without effort. They are consumed by the belief that fast results are the only results that matter. But successful individuals understand something far more powerful. Patience is not a passive waiting game. It is a strategic advantage. And this is where most people fail. They confuse patience with complacency. But but the truly successful know how to wield patience as a weapon. Patience is not the absence of action. It is the wisdom to take action when it counts, to act deliberately, and to recognize when to stay still in order to move forward with greater force later. They know that great things take time, and that time, when used correctly, is an ally. It's the key to long-term success. When you embrace patience, you stop rushing. You stop allowing the world's expectations to dictate your pace. You stop following the frantic noise that tells you to hurry up and get there now. Instead, you slow down to speed up. You master the art of being present, in full control of every step you take, while holding an unshakable vision of where you're going. This is strategic patience in action. Success is rarely immediate. The most powerful people are those who understand that their work will take years to materialize, sometimes decades, but they don't mind. They have built their lives around the process, not the outcome. They know that results are the byproduct of relentless effort over time, not flashes of brilliance or short-term bursts of activity. Success, when built with patience, is the reward for those who endure and stay consistent through the pain, uncertainty, and delay. The successful do not rush because they understand that true mastery is built over time. They invest in long-term growth. They cultivate the ability to see the bigger picture, to avoid distractions, and to take calculated risks only when the timing is right. They don't make impulsive decisions because they are always thinking 2, 3, even 5 steps ahead. They understand that impatience is a form of weakness. It's a fear-driven response, rooted in insecurity and a lack of trust in the process. The successful are patient because they are confident. They know that what they build will last, that their efforts will compound, and that time will reward them for their discipline. Patience is also a form of self-mastery. To wait with purpose, without frustration or distraction, requires immense inner strength. It requires you to silence the voices of doubt that urge you to quit. It requires the courage to withstand the pressure that others would succumb to. In a world where people lose interest after a few weeks, the successful person continues to grind. They hold the line because they know the game they are playing is a long one. Strategic patience allows you to play the long game. It allows you to prioritize what matters and ignore what doesn't. It allows you to align your actions with your long-term vision, even when the world around you is moving faster and faster. It requires trust in your ability to succeed because you have already committed to the process. Patience gives you the strength to remain focused when others abandon their goals. Your patience, therefore, becomes a strategic choice. It is not a passive waiting game. It is the deliberate decision to let time work for you, to allow your efforts to compound and grow stronger with every step. The more patient you are, the more powerful you become. Remember, true power is not built overnight. It's built through enduring commitment, focused effort, and the ability to remain patient in the face of uncertainty. Anchor this in your identity. Write it in the comments. I master patience, and it is my greatest strength. Part 8. The power of the unseen strategy. The greatest strength you can develop is not always in what is visible, it is in the unseen. What separates the successful from the ordinary is the ability to control the game from the shadows. The successful understand that the most powerful moves are often the ones you don't immediately see. They operate like chess players, thinking several moves ahead, positioning themselves in ways others can't even imagine. Most people are distracted by the surface level, by the obvious tactics, but the real power lies beneath, in the layers of strategic depth that only the few know how to master. You are not here to make noise. You are here to create impact, to be a force that others can't ignore, yet cannot fully comprehend. The world is obsessed with showing off, with displaying success as a symbol of power. But true power comes from restraint. It comes from knowing when to strike and when to stay hidden. It's about working in the shadows, carefully maneuvering, and letting your actions speak louder than your words. You want to remain unseen, unnoticed, and yet be the one controlling the game. While others are busy reacting, flailing, and seeking immediate gratification, you must move in silence. Your actions must be deliberate, calculated, and purposeful, leaving others confused as to how you've achieved success. This is the essence of strategic thinking. You allow others to play their cards, while you remain patient, silently observing, planning, and waiting for the exact moment to strike. This is not about being passive. It's about being patient and, more importantly, being prepared. You must be ready to make your move when the time comes, but until then, you stay in the shadows, watching, calculating, learning, and growing. The successful know how to play the long game, not by showing off their achievements in real time, but by quietly accumulating power and influence. When the time is right, when the world least expects it, that's when they make their move, and that's when they dominate. A key part of this strategy is understanding the art of positioning. Position yourself where you can influence outcomes without revealing your hand. It's not about playing for today's success. It's about setting yourself up to win tomorrow. You may not see the immediate results of your actions, but rest assured, everything you do is positioning you for a future victory. The successful think in layers, in future outcomes, in opportunities that others miss. They set traps, lay foundations, and build alliances in silence, knowing that their ultimate success is built on a series of quiet, unseen moves. But here's the catch. To be this strategic, you must first develop a ruthless mindset. Most people want the easy way out. They want quick results. They want to take shortcuts. But in the long run, those who settle for speed are left in the dust by those who play the long game. Speed leads to impatience. Impatience leads to mistakes. Mistakes lead to failure. The successful are not afraid to take the slow route because they understand that the true power lies in sustainable, long-term success. They embrace the process, knowing that every step they take now is building a stronger future. You must embrace the idea of working behind the scenes, of building your empire in silence. Stop looking for immediate recognition. Stop searching for validation. Instead, focus on mastering the unseen strategy, the one that works in the background while others make noise, chase quick wins, and reveal their hand too early. You do not need to be seen to be powerful. You do not need to announce your greatness. In fact, the less people know about your moves, the stronger your position becomes. This strategy is deeply rooted in Machiavellian thought, understanding that perception is often more important than reality. You want to control how others see you, not through boastful declarations, but through calculated actions that gradually build your power. You want your influence to be like a shadow, ever present yet elusive, impossible to trace, but undeniable in its effect. The successful never allow their true power to be known before the time is right. They remain in the background, quietly assembling their resources, forming strategic relationships, and laying the groundwork for their dominance. When they finally step forward, they do so with unstoppable momentum, having already won before the first move is made. You must master this unseen strategy. Move in silence, build power in the shadows, and when the time comes to reveal your strength, do so with such precision and force that no one will be able to challenge you. Write this in the comments to cement it in your mind. I work in silence. My power is undeniable. Part 9. The Mind of a Master. If you want to think like the successful, you must first understand one essential principle. Mastery is a mindset, not a destination. Most people view success as something to be chased, an end goal that you arrive at and claim as your own. But true masters know that success is a process, one that is continuous, evolving, and deeply ingrained in their daily habits. Masters are not defined by their achievements. They are defined by the way they think, work, and approach everything in life. To become a master, you must abandon the idea of perfection and replace it with the mindset of continual improvement. Every action, every thought, every habit must be focused on growth. The successful do not rest on their laurels. They do not bask in the glory of past victories. They do not allow comfort or success to blind them to the reality of their next challenge. They are always in pursuit of the next level, the next skill, the next breakthrough. Mastery is about relentless discipline and constant reinvention. When you decide to become a master, you understand that nothing you've achieved so far is enough. You must keep evolving, keep pushing, and keep refining every aspect of yourself. The path to mastery is paved with discomfort, failure, and self-correction. It's about doing things others are not willing to do, pushing through moments of weakness, and continually testing your limits. A master doesn't need constant validation. The validation comes from within. They know that real power is not external, it's internal. It's not the applause from others that defines them. It's the unwavering belief they have in their own abilities. A master trusts their process. They trust their preparation. They trust that with each effort, each practice, each grind, they are moving closer to their goal. Think about the way the masters of any field operate. Whether it's a chess grandmaster, an elite athlete, or a successful entrepreneur, they all have one thing in common. They think differently. They think like people who know they will never stop mastering their craft. Every skill, every talent, every movement is honed to perfection through constant practice and feedback. They do not become complacent after one win. They push forward with the knowledge that true mastery comes from embracing the process, not the result. This is the mindset you must adopt if you want to become untouchable. It's not about being good enough. It's about constantly improving and relentlessly pursuing excellence. To think like the successful, you must wake up every day with the intention to improve yourself. It is a commitment to pushing past your limits, even when others choose to rest. The master is never satisfied with good enough. They are obsessed with becoming better. Better than they were yesterday, better than the competition, and better than anyone thought possible. This is the mental framework that separates the elite from the average. Most people are content with the basics. They are satisfied with mediocrity. They take the path of least resistance, and as a result, they stagnate. The successful do not take shortcuts. They do not seek easy wins. They thrive in the grind, knowing that every challenge is a chance to elevate themselves to a higher level of performance. Here's the truth. Mastery requires sacrifice. It demands the courage to make decisions others are too weak to make. It demands the discipline to stay focused when everything around you is begging for your attention. It demands the ability to say no to instant gratification in favor of long-term success. The successful understand that every moment of discomfort is an opportunity to refine their abilities, to become stronger, and to sharpen their edge. A true master never stops learning. They never stop refining their craft. They are constantly pushing, constantly evolving, and constantly seeking out ways to grow. You must adopt this mindset now. Stop seeing mastery as something that is attained, and start seeing it as something you live every single day. You do not wait for greatness to come to you. You create it through your daily actions, your focus, and your unwavering commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. To reinforce this commitment, write this in the comments. I am a master of my craft. I will never stop evolving.